What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today we're back with a problem child of mine that I just spent $7,000 fixing, and it's broke again. And that would be none other than my stupid cheap $5,000 2013 Tesla Model S Performance 85. This is a rear motor only car with about 263-ish thousand miles on the odometer. I got this car really cheap. And here's the thing, I didn't get it cheap because it was broken. I got it cheap, I took it, I drove it regularly. Look guys, I put my car wash sticker, it's got a Pike Pass on it, I've got it tagged and plated and everything. I was actually driving this around on the daily, and I drove it a lot. I loved it. And then one day, I got some notifications on the dash that were quite concerning, telling me that the car may not restart. Voltage had dropped. Voltage was low. There were all kinds of problems that started cropping up. And eventually, I figured out that this was way too complex for me to figure out on my own. So I did the right thing and I sent it to Tesla. Tesla initially diagnosed it as a faulty air compressor for a cost of $1,800. And then when they got their hands on the car, they decided it was not the compressor. It was actually something much more serious. And that was back here, the drive motor. The performance drive motor is notorious for failing due to coolant leaking into the internal electronics of the motor. Apparently there's a seal back there that fails and it leaks coolant into the electronics. Once that happens, poof, it's done. Well, the car sat for a while it was waiting for an appointment, and then it killed the auxiliary battery that sits up front. So by the time it finally got into Tesla, after 2 weeks of sitting, we had a failed drive unit and we had a failed auxiliary battery. So at a cost of $7,000, they fixed all of that stuff, and included in that, they fixed all kinds of other things that I didn't even know was wrong with the car. Apparently, these door handles have some kind of a fault and they need an extension. Well, they installed extensions on the entire car. They also found that the shutters on the front here, apparently they're electronic shutters that open and close to let airflow in or block airflow from getting in. Apparently those were not functioning. They fixed those. They did all that for free. They didn't charge me a penny for any of the other work. So I got the car back and I was happy because look at it. It is a damn good looking little car. And I love the car so much that I made a really stupid decision and bought another one. Here it is, a 2021 Tesla Model S. This is the Plaid. That's right, 3 motors, 1,025 horsepower. Guys, this car is incredible. 0 to 60 in 1.99, does the quarter mile in 9 seconds. This is a phenomenal car, and I bought it because I loved this one so much. I just wanted the best that Tesla had to offer. Well, I got news for you. That car right there, it's got a lot of problems. I got it really cheap. I got it for $58,000 with only 4,000 miles on the odometer, and it's getting ready to go into service. This one is now on its way to service because this is great. I love when cars do this. I have this car sold. Okay, it's gone. It's actually already paid for. I spent $7,000 making sure that everything was good to go, and then this happened. This is great, guys. You're going to love this. This always happens to me when I'm finally ready to sell a car. The car's good to go. And then suddenly I get a warning on the dashboard. What does that warning say? Oh, this is great. It says battery fuse requires replacement soon, but it's okay to drive, and it tells me I need to schedule service. Well, what does that mean? Well, there's like a pyro fuse built into this car. Okay, it's in the battery. Let's turn this down just a little bit because it's kind of obnoxiously loud right now. There we go. So there's a fuse in the battery of this car that goes bad over time. Now, the new rear drive unit has nothing to do with the fuse. The fuse is in the battery. The drive unit is in the rear of the car. They're not actually associated with each other. So this is not something that happened because of the drive motor replacement. This is something that just happens over a period of time, and it is right at the time that this car should be needing the fuse. I did not know that until I did some research. Contacted Tesla, and you know what they told me? It's a battery out job. A battery out job. I don't know if you know anything about Teslas, but the battery's on the very bottom of the car, and it is very, very heavy. I think it's over 1,000 pounds heavy. Well, in some Teslas, The fuse that needs replaced on these cars is actually in the bottom, where you can just take a couple screws off, pop it out, and put a new fuse in. Well, I got really lucky on this one, because this one is on top of the battery, which means the entire battery has to come out of the car to change one pyro fuse. You know, that's great. It's great. You know how much that costs? Honestly, probably not as much as you're thinking. But drop a comment below right now. Tell me how much you think it costs to change that pyro fuse, and I'll tell you the actual cost here in a moment. So of course I want to show you that the car is still drivable and everything. We'll take it on a quick ride. It's going in for service here in just a few days. This car has been parked for quite a while. Obviously, since I know the car is sold and somebody's coming to get it, last thing I wanted to do was go cruising around in it. But we're going to take it out on a quick drive, just because I want to show you, even with this error message on the dash, this car is still drivable, still fully functional, safe to drive, not a problem. So let's get it out on the road. And the new motor has a 4-year, 50,000 mile warranty. So the motor is guaranteed for quite a while. Tesla already inspected the battery. They checked the battery's health before doing this procedure of replacing the drive unit. Battery health is still good. So Tesla says the car is good to go. It just bothers me that it was pretty much given a clean bill of health, but immediately within 100 miles after picking this thing up from Tesla, 100 miles, now it's got to go back in for a fuse replacement that could have been done while it was already there. So now I have to carry the car all the way back to Oklahoma City, which is an hour away, to deal with this. They said it's going to take pretty much 1 day to get done. And after that, it should be good to go. So how much did you think it was going to cost? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the price is not as bad as most of you probably thought it was. This battery out job is going to cost me $700. And that includes the cost of replacing the fuse. Yes, $700 for dropping the entire battery out of the car, plus the cost of the new pyro fuse, which I think retail is probably around $200, maybe $300. So, you know, honestly, $400 to drop the battery in labor, that is really not bad at all. And when they changed the drive motor, I thought about doing this job myself, but I really needed a 2-post lift to do it. A 4-post is not going to cut it because it requires dropping the entire rear subframe. Not a hard job if you got a 2-post lift, but on a 4-post, there's no way. It's not going to happen, guys. Otherwise, you're doing it on the ground. Well, they charged me $600 in labor to change the rear drive unit. And obviously, that includes dropping the subframe, replacing the motor, realigning everything, purging coolant, adding new coolant, all of that good stuff. It's all done and included in that cost. So honestly, for $600 to let them do it instead of me, I opted to let them have at it. Plus, I wanted the warranty. As you can see, we are cruising, not a problem. The car drives absolutely great. It goes to speed just fine. It gets down, you can hit the throttle, and boy, she gets it. Definitely not as fast as the Plaid by any stretch of the imagination, but she's a quick car. It still has plenty of range. I've left it parked in my front yard for probably a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks now, and it still has 182 miles of range. Typically, this car has about 200 when fully charged. So I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, how did I sell this car? Because I'm a wholesale dealer, I cannot sell to the public, right? And I didn't sell it through Copart. Well, thankfully, this gentleman actually bought another vehicle from me as well. He bought my last 2013 Tesla Model S, also a P85, the silver one that had a lot of miles on it, and we did a lot of electrical and mechanical work to that car. Same guy. He has a dealership, so he can actually buy these cars from me. He bought that one for himself, and by the way, he still loves it. He drives it all the time. The car has given him no real problems other than, I think he said one of the door handles failed on it, and he did have to take that and get it replaced, or maybe Tesla came out and fixed it for him, but it was no big deal. He said he's very happy with the car. He loves it. It's been good to him. So when he heard that I was getting ready to get rid of this one, he said, I want to buy that one for my wife. Now, any other shiesty dealer out there would see an error like this, knowing that the car has to go in for service, they would probably pass that buck on to the customer. I'm here to tell you that's not how I do business, guys. It's wrong, okay? The car broke under my possession It's my problem to fix, not his. He doesn't even know about it yet. Although, I'm guessing he's watching this video, and now he knows. I'm gonna let him know. He's supposed to be here to pick it up like 2 days after this car goes in for service. So, we good? So I gotta get this car in and I gotta get it done. And no, I'm not passing the buck on to him. We made an agreement and I am a man of my word. If the car breaks under my possession before he comes to get it, by God, I'm gonna take care of the problem. If I can't take care of the problem, you get a refund. You get all your money back. I'm not out here to screw anybody over. Yes, I'm very disappointed after spending $7,000 that I have to spend almost another $1,000, but at the end of the day, it's a small price to pay to maintain my reputation and make the customer happy. So I wanted to take it on this test drive so you guys can see it still runs, it still drives. It is a great car. It just needs that stupid fuse replaced. It could have been replaced while it was still sitting at Tesla, but isn't that the way used cars go? Sometimes things just break. Things happen. It's not expected. It's not anticipated. It just happens. I saw a video from some guy that was calling out Flying Wheels. I don't know if you guys watch Craig from Flying Wheels, but I really enjoy his channel. And I saw a guy that bought some kind of a car from him. I don't remember what it was, a Hyundai or a Kia or something, and it blew up on him. And the thing is, most dealers do not go out and put hundreds and hundreds or even thousands of miles on their used cars before they sell them. I have a tendency to put a lot of miles on my cars because I don't buy these for the purpose of reselling them to make money. I buy these cars because I'm interested in them. They're fun for me, and I hope that they are fun for you. So I saw this guy, he bought this car, and it broke, and he made a video about it. He's really upset. He spent $5,000 or so on the car. Now, I'm not here to take sides, honestly, but there is a point of no return here, right? They tried to sell him a warranty with the car. The guy said, I don't want a warranty. The guy didn't have a pre-purchase inspection and nothing. He just looked at the car, bought it, and it started having problems. And ultimately, apparently, it needs a new motor. Go figure, a Hyundai or a Kia that needs a new motor. This has been an ongoing problem with Hyundais and Kias for a while now. The guy even admitted in his video, he knew that these cars have a tendency to blow engines. Pretty sure the car had some miles on it too, right? He got it for a good price. He declined a warranty. He declined a pre-purchase inspection, and he paid for the car, and ultimately it broke down on him. And guess who he blames? The dealer. He blames the dealer. The dealer looked into trying to help him, and ultimately the cost of the repair was, what was it, $5,500 for a short block? For a Kia? A used Kia / Hyundai, $5,500 for a short block? Are you kidding me? Listen, on any car with miles, the last thing I'm going to do is get a short block for it, right? Think about that. You're going to leave the old cylinder head, the old cams, all the old components on the top half of the engine, but you're going to put a new short block. Basically the rotating assembly, the pistons and the crankshaft, bearings, etc. Oil pump. You're going to put all that new, but you're going to leave a higher mileage top end on a new block. That makes no sense. The best way to do it is just go get a used motor for it. But then again, you're on borrowed time because you never know when those are going to go out either. So then what? You get a new engine at a cost of what? 10, 12, 15,000? Believe me, check for yourself, guys. Call a Kia dealership and find out what an entire engine replacement costs on, call it like a 2015 Hyundai Veloster. Okay? Go check that out. Insanity. Nobody's going to spend $10,000+ for an engine on a car that's worth $5,000. Now, this guy said he got scammed. Is the dealer to blame? I want you to drop your comments below. I know some of you are going to side with the customer, some of you are going to side with the dealer, but I'm curious to see how many of you think it's the dealer's fault that this guy bought the car, declined a warranty, drove it home, and then found out it was broken. On top of him saying in his video, he knows that these motors go out. Why would you decline the warranty? Makes no sense to me. And then to come out and say he got scammed. You didn't get scammed. In my opinion, I feel bad for the guy. I do. But you scammed yourself. You should have had a proper inspection done on this car before buying it, and you should have purchased the warranty if you knew that these cars were notorious for having problems. At the end of the day, the point is these things happen. Guys, it doesn't matter if it's an electric car, and I can already hear the comments coming in now. Oh, Teslas are awful, horrible, unreliable, expensive to maintain. They're garbage, they're junk, I'll never own one. That's great for you. That's the beautiful thing about being individuals in a free country. We can choose what we want to buy. That's nice. I love the Tesla cars. I love a beater Geo Metro or a Chevy Cavalier. I love cars. And the thing is, guys, things happen. Things absolutely happen. Cars break, whether they're electric, whether they're gas, cars break. And sometimes it's unfortunate that those situations fall onto a customer's shoulders. But at the end of the day, when you buy a car used, you sign an as-is disclaimer, you decline a warranty, and you have prior knowledge that these cars have problems. It's all on you, not the dealer. So as you can see, the warning is still on the dash. Yes, the battery fuse requires replacement, but the car is whisper quiet. It drives absolutely perfect. And once I fix that damn fuse, this car should be good to go for a long time. And again, I'm going to say it's unfortunate that I'm going to have to shell out another $700 freaking dollars on a car that I just spent $7,000 fixing for a car that I paid $5,000 for. But at the end of the day, I'll be completely honest with you. I would rather this fuse go out on me right now, where I have the opportunity to fix it, than for it to go out on the customer. Whether the customer is a dealer or an individual person doesn't make any difference. At the end of the day, businesses are owned by people, guys. And that gentleman, had he purchased this and this would have happened to him, don't you think, even as a dealer, he would have felt kind of screwed, kind of shafted? It would have hurt my reputation. It would have hurt my credibility with him. And he's a great guy. And he's buying it for his wife. The last thing anybody wants when they buy a car is to immediately have to take it in for service. Yes, if this had happened to him, I would have paid for it out of pocket. I would have absolutely got a hold of Tesla, said, fix it on my dime. But that doesn't take away from the inconvenience that this guy or his wife is going to have to deal with as soon as they get their new car. They got their new car, they're ready to enjoy it, and automatically, boom, it breaks. That's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth, even if somebody else pays for it. So I am thankful that the car decided to do this now with me, instead of after my customer came to pick it up. Now stay tuned, because I got a video that's going to be coming out on the other Tesla, the Plaid, as well, because honestly, that car has got, it is a long laundry list of problems. Guys, I could probably continue this video until after it gets back from Tesla, after it gets the fuse replaced, but honestly, I don't see how that's going to be beneficial or entertaining at all. I'm sending it in, they're going to fix it, it's going to cost $700, and that should be the end of this video. Now, the one coming out on the Plaid, that one I'm going to actually wait. I'm going to film the whole video from start to finish, because I want to make sure when I get the car back that it's actually done. And like I said, there will be a dedicated video on this, because there are a slew of problems, which is probably why I got this car so cheap. Guys, you have to remember, when this car was first sold, it came with full self-driving, which would have been like a $12,000 to $15,000 option. This car was over $100,000 total, all in. This car should have been somewhere around $130,000 in 2021. Here we are in 2024. I got it with 4,000 miles, and I got it for $58,000 with full self-driving included. So I feel like I still got a great deal on it, but the reason I got the great deal is because the car needs work, and Tesla decided to sell it before they actually had it frontline ready, sale ready. This car was not ready to sell. In fact, I'll let you in on a little secret. Just one thing, I'll give it away here. The car never turns off. Never. It never turns off. That car, as soon as you walk away from it, the door handles close themselves and the car shuts itself down. This car never shuts itself down. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The screens stay on, the radio stays running. Now you can manually turn it off, and that's what I've got to do. I have to turn the car off manually every time I get out of it. That's just one of many, many problems. I just got back from a vacation. I went to Indiana for a week with my mother. We had a great time. We took this car. It was a lot of fun. I didn't film any of it, but the range is great. Charging is not a problem anymore. These things charge so fast, and this car has almost 400 miles of range. So, I mean, you can get a long way with very little charging. And the charging you have to do, we're talking minutes, guys. 20 minutes usually is the longest time I got to sit charging anywhere before I'm back on the road. My mom and I found that with as fast as these things charge, you can literally plug it in, go into the gas station, go use the bathroom, pick up a soda or a candy bar or something. By the time you get back, the car has already been done charging to the limit that it needed for its next stop. You're ready to go. So I'm very happy with the car, but boy, oh boy, does it have some problems. So as of right now, as of the making of this video, this 260,000 mile Tesla from 2013 is actually better than my 2021 Model S Plaid. You probably think I'm crazy. You may think that I'm just saying that for views or clicks. I'm not. Dead serious. The build quality on this, phenomenal. No rattles, no squeaks, no clunks, no nothing, no vibrations. This car's got rattles, clunks, squeaks, this car got so many more issues. Weather stripping falling off of the door. It's a brand new car. This car, whisper quiet. This is, in my honest opinion, as of the making of this video, a much better put together car than the new Model S. Now you guys are for once getting a very up-to-date video, okay? This video is filmed on Monday and it's gonna come out on Tuesday. So you guys watching Tuesday, know that I literally just made this video. I wanna give you a quick rundown. I got a lot of cars that came in while I was on vacation, guys, and I've got one that's missing. One of them is literally in South Carolina. You guys know what that means? Yeah, I ordered delivery for it like 2.5 weeks ago, well before the hurricane, but guess what? There's a hurricane now, and my car has been left somewhere in a hurricane, and it was a rare one, guys. It was a Z34, like a 95 Monte Carlo Z34. You guys know how rare those are today? Well, I don't know if we'll ever get it. I've already paid for it, but it's not here. How about the 2001 Cadillac Catera, also known as the Omega? I called it the Omega, but I had a lot of people telling me it's actually pronounced Omega. The car that zigs. Fun car, 40,000 miles. I got it for relatively cheap, although a few people seem to think I overpaid for it. This one right here, we'll be getting to this sometime in the near future. This one has not been on the road or running in a very long time. This is a non-runner that I picked up from, I don't even remember, California, something like this. Normal wear, 82 Ford EXP. It's got white leather interior. It's rough, okay? It's rough, but it's still, in my opinion, a pretty cool car if you were to get rid of those stupid wire hubcaps. Parts for this, probably non-existent. And I can already see I need a couple of taillights at a minimum. There is some damage to this car. This bumper is also damaged. There's a little ding right there. Again, 1982. There's also some stuff going on in the interior. We'll get to that at some point. This is a car that a lot of you said you're interested in seeing. Well, stay tuned because it also has no keys. Over here is a $2,000 2017 Ford Explorer that I never drive. I intended to drive it. I intended to use it. And honestly, it's just sat here. So I'm really starting to consider possibly getting rid of it. And I found out what happened, where all this damage came from and why it looks so random. This was not a police car when this damage happened. The gentleman that used to own it got a hold of me through TikTok. He saw this on TikTok and he's like, that was mine, dude. He got a hold of me and he told me he was following behind a vehicle, a construction vehicle or something. They had a lot of wood in the back and the wood just started flying out and hitting his car, and insurance totaled it. So this was not a police car. He owned it. It was a personal use vehicle, and it got damaged from flying debris. This is one that you have not seen before. There's not a video on this car yet, but stay tuned. This is a charitable adult rides. I love these. 114,000 miles. It's supposed to be a run and drive from Insurance Auto Auctions. We'll do a video about this soon. What is it, a 95? Yeah, 95 Chevrolet Cavalier, the coupe, the two-door with a spoiler in that classic kind of Chevy turquoise color that I love so much. This should be a great car, although I know from plenty of experience, these 2.2 liter engines are notorious for head gasket failures. I wouldn't be surprised at all if there's something very wrong with this one. Michelin tires, I got this, I think it was $450 for this car, guys. Then we've got this one. A lot of you have opinions on these Geos. This one, I need to get into the shop and see if we can get it to turn over. It does not turn over at all. I think we might be able to get it to run. I don't even know if it's worth it. If you guys are interested in seeing this bucket of a Geo, it's got an engine in the passenger seat. Driver's seat's not even bolted on. It really makes me think that this car was just left because it was probably junk. It does have an engine under the hood, though. I mean, it's complete, but there are serious wiring problems going on down here. Guys, take a look at this. I don't know that this is one that I really want to mess with too much. I may just end up getting rid of it. Of course, you've seen the $5,000 Model S. And then sitting over here, you guys know how much a taillight is for this? You guys hopefully have seen this video already. Everybody on YouTube seems to be getting one of these, so I bought one. This is a 1994 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. This is a coupe, and this is the SL, which is basically the super luxurious. I'm kidding. It means it's a base trim model, is what it means. Very base model, but it's only got 66,000 original miles on it. That's right. And if I remember correctly, this is a Carfax One owner. Really nice car. I think it would clean up really, really well. Some stickers need to come off of there. We need to replace this taillight. Guys, this taillight, I found the cheapest one I could find for this. $250 for that taillight. Yes, I'll probably end up replacing it. It runs great. It drives great. It's got low miles, good tires, a few dings here and there, but I mean, overall nice car. I think Brian at the Auto Spa could turn this thing around, make it look really nice, but I paid a hefty price for this car, and the AC has been deleted. It needs a compressor, it needs the accumulator, and it needs an AC line at a minimum to try to get the air conditioning working on this again. So this car is something I'll probably never be able to turn a profit on, but that's fine. I really like the car and I enjoy it. Maybe it's one I'll hold on to. Next is a 1989, I think, Chrysler TC. The title reads Chrysler Fifth Avenue, but it is not a Fifth Avenue. This is a Chrysler TC made by Maserati. You'll notice that it does not have a Chrysler badge anywhere. It's all Maserati badges all over this car. Fun little car to drive. Seriously, this car is awesome. Convertible top, works like it's supposed to. It runs and drives. This is a Daytona spec 2.2 liter, slightly detuned Daytona spec 2.2 turbo. Such a fun car, under 100,000 miles, and I got it for like $2,100. A steal of a deal on this car because these things generally go for over $8,000. You've already seen my Model S, which it should be opening the doors as I walk by, but it didn't because, yeah. Anyway, the bus that a lot of you are still waiting on me to get onto, and it's starting to cool off enough out here that I think we might be able to get back to this at some point soon. I got the batteries I need to put back in it. We've got the parts that we need to put in. Just have to, I think, pull all of the exhaust off. All those crossover pipes from the turbo, I think, need to be removed. And then, we can check this one. I've had a lot of people trying to buy this off me. And I'm like, it's just not for sale. I've had a lot of really sad stories, a lot of disabled people and things of that nature. They don't have, they don't really have much money, and they don't have a good vehicle, and they want me to give this to them. And it's like, this is the truth of the matter. It's not me I promise you, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I would never do that. But it's like, this thing has 77,000 miles on it. I paid $1,200 for it. All right. It's not in great shape. Currently, it doesn't even run. I don't know if the wheelchair lift works. I don't know if AC works. I don't know anything about this other than it does not run. So I would not even be happy giving this away, like not even for free. This is mine. I own this. It's in my own personal name. I could sell this if I want to, but it's still sitting here. I'd like to try to fix it. But as far as like giving it away or selling it to some people in need, I don't think that's a good idea, because this is something that is expensive to repair. If something breaks, it's going to be expensive. Tires for this are going to be expensive. Batteries, I just bought them. Super expensive. Nothing on this is cheap to fix. So why would I give it away to people that don't have a lot of money, people that are disabled? I feel like you would sink any money you had into it and probably still end up with something that's not going to be a good fit for you. I would be doing a disservice to you by giving this thing away to you. I just don't feel comfortable doing it. I'm sorry. Next, we have a 1 year only. This is a very rare car. It's an E420. You guys may not know this, but 97 was the only year for an E420. This is it. And it's another Cars for Kids. It's a charity. 199,000 miles. It says it's a run and drive. However, we got some great news. As the transporter dropped it off while I was in Indiana, they told me it does not run. They said this does not run at all. So that's great. Overall, looks pretty damn good. You haven't seen this one on the channel yet because I've never shown it to you. It's got the chrome wheels. It's got what looks like good tires. This is a surprise. In the pictures, there was not a big hole in the bumper, but as you can clearly see, there is a hole in the bumper. Now, haven't had a chance to do anything with this. We'll figure it out. All right. Next, you guys have seen this, my Hyundai Venue. This is something I'm considering giving to Nick. I'm not sure just yet. Obviously, we've got to fix it. It's a one owner. It's a previous rental car. It has a clean title. And I've got a brand new set of tires. I've got 2 new wheels for it. I've got a new control arm, new sway bar end link. I've got new inner and outer tie rods for it. I've got all the stuff that I need to put this car back together. I got this for $8,500 and it's got 77,000 original miles on it. It's probably locked. It does run. Yeah, it's locked. It does run. I've not been able to drive it because the control arm is completely smushed and flat tires and things of that nature. So this is one we may rebuild on the channel and give to Nick. Next, I believe this is my 2007 Saab 9.3 Aero. I've had a lot of people tell me this is actually an anniversary package, which makes it kind of rare. It does have a turbo V6, like 250 horsepower. Great little car. Actually, I've already done a video on it. Runs and drives great. The only issue that I found with this car, 2 of them actually, is occasionally going over bumps, you hear noise coming from the passenger side. Not sure what it is, but again, it drives down the road perfectly smooth, straight as an arrow, good tires all the way around, Michelin's. Somebody loved and took care of this car. And then we have the interior door handle. Does not actually work. You can't get out without rolling the window down and opening the door. Should be a pretty simple fix. Next, you guys may have seen this in one of my Copart walk-around videos. I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but I want it, obviously. 2023, this is a Kia Sportage. 2023 Kia Sportage salvage title. I'm just going to walk you around it real quick. I'm giving you guys some spoilers here, okay? Some of these cars you have not seen yet, but here it is. 2023 Kia Sportage with 19,000 miles on the odometer, 1 owner car, and can you guess why it was salvaged? Take a look. There you go. Still has plastic around the seatbelt buckles. Look, still got the plastic around the seatbelt buckles right here. Are you kidding me? Like, this is, yeah. I got it cheap, guys. We're going to do a video on this one soon, and I'll tell you exactly how cheap I got it for, and I'll be sure to tell you why it was salvaged, although looking at it, you'll probably never figure it out. Next, 2008, I think is what this is. Chevrolet HHR, another donated vehicle, guys. Clean title, run and drive, Carfax, 1 owner. 554,000 miles on the odometer of this bad boy. HHR panel van or panel wagon. How cool is this thing? Video coming on this soon. You guys have already seen. I got this for $800, by the way, and I think I got that one for $2,000, something like that. This one I gave $250 for. It's a run and drive. I'm going to clean it up. We'll do another video or 2 on it. I'm probably going to get rid of it. This is my $200 Ford Crown Victoria police car. Had a locked up engine. It is a salvage. Well, it's not salvage anymore. This is a clean title now. Or, sorry, a rebuilt title, not clean title. But this one was locked up from water in the engine. I got the water out of the engine, fired it up, runs, drives, does burnouts, cold air conditioning, everything you could want for a $200 car. Next, I think I paid $300 or $400 for this. I know nothing about this one. It was supposed to be a run and drive. This one came from, I don't remember, California. Like, yeah, these 2 came from California, I believe. That one was like Los Angeles. This was from Martinez or Marantz or something like that. This is an old Dodge Dynasty. what year is it? 92 Dodge Dynasty, 3.3 liter V6. It was supposed to be a run and drive. Unfortunately, when the trailer got here that carried both of these from California here, this one did not run. So don't know why, not quite sure what's going on with it. And one thing I didn't notice in the auction was that the window apparently is broken. I don't think there's, no, it's got a window. The window's in there. I thought it was broken. So maybe it's just a bad regulator or something. That's worth figuring out at some point. But anyway, you know, there it is. And then my $600 Mercedes S320 that cost me $1,600 to ship from California here. Yeah, 95 S320. Now, it says W. I've had a lot of people tell me there's no such thing as a W. Listen, I don't know, okay? I'm not a Mercedes expert. All I know is that the listing says this is a Mercedes S320W. Why does it say that? I don't know. Car could be pretty clean. Hard to say. It's been sitting for many years, and it's probably going to sit here for quite a while because it has no keys. Next, this is a pretty rare car by today's standards. This is a Pontiac Grand Prix Special Edition. This is basically a GTP with a 3.4 liter 24 valve twin dual cam, or whatever they call it, V6 engine. Now this I got screwed on. This I got really screwed on. It's funny though, it's a run and drive, except it's not a run and drive. Charitable Adults Rides and Services. So again, even though I got totally screwed on this car, it went to a good cause. The money went to a good place. So I'm fine with it. Sometimes you get stiffed. That happens. People get screwed all the time. Honestly, not a bad looking car though. Not super high mileage, lots of mold and stuff on the door handle or door panels in there. It's kind of dirty, but low miles, 120,000 miles, really not too bad. And I don't want to give away what's wrong with this car, but here it is. It is a surprisingly very clean, decent looking example of this car. I love it, but I don't know if this is one that we're going to be able to fix. Next. The Buick Skylark Custom. Not to worry, videos coming on this one this weekend. I've had a lot of people interested in this car. If you're one of them, stay tuned. It's coming. This one, I'm actually getting ready to sell this. I'm going to clean it up today. Stay tuned. There'll be a video, hell, maybe tomorrow, coming out of this car. I'm going to take it down. I'm going to wash it up, make sure it looks decent. Runs and drives great, but I never drive it. This car has been sitting here. I got it for like $4,500. I've had some people tell me I got a deal on it. I've had other people tell me I got ripped off. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, it runs and drives absolutely great. Cold air conditioning, good tires. The rims, I could probably do away with the rims. I'd actually rather see stock wheels on it. I hate the taillights. I bought a new set of factory original equipment taillights for this. I'll probably just throw the box in the trunk and it can go with it. But this one's definitely going down the road. By the way, clean title, like 120,000 miles on the odometer. This one is probably one I'm going to be getting rid of as well. I think I'll probably put both of these up in the same auction. This is my 93 Cadillac Sedan DeVille, 4.9 liter port fuel injected V8. I don't know why it was stuttering when I first got it, but it seems to run great now. Excuse me. And then the best part is I got the air conditioning fixed. The climate control unit on this was not working when we got it. So it just blew air conditioning all the time. And you can see the lights on over there. Yep, battery's fully charged, got a brand new battery in it. It runs fine now. Fresh gas and a fresh battery seem to have made all the difference. And the climate control works like it should. So this car, I'm gonna take it, get it cleaned up along with this one, and we'll get both of these on the auction block and up for sale. Now this, you may think, must be all of the cars that I have, but you'd be wrong. Here in the shop, we got the last couple of them. We've got my 2005 Dodge Viper, which I might do, in fact, I probably will do one more video on this. This car is actually already sold. This is another one that is mine personally. I owned this car and I already sold it to somebody that's actually bought several of my cars from auction before. But this one, he didn't have to go through the auction to buy because this one is mine. The 2005 Dodge Viper SRT10. This thing has not been started in, well, let's just say it's been at least a couple months, or sorry, a couple weeks, maybe even up to a month. I don't know. Car just sits here. Battery still charged though, so that's good. Brand new tires. I did a lot of work to this, and there's going to be a little bit more. He is having me send it over to Brian at the Auto Spa. He's going to do a C-Quartz Professional Reserve ceramic coating and paint correction on this at a cost of over $2,000. So this thing ought to come back from Brian just looking crazy, crazy good. He's also having me send it to David Stanley Dodge in Midwest City. He's going to have that full header, the Bellinger exhaust system. I got the full Bellinger exhaust. It was like $4,600 for that exhaust. Comes with the headers, comes with high flow cats, and the full exhaust system. He's going to have that put on as well. So I'm going to take it and do all that. So maybe you guys will want to see that when the exhaust is on and the ceramic coating is done. We'll do a video of the whole thing so you can hear what it sounds like with that new Bellinger exhaust. And then off it will go to its new owner. And I hope he enjoys it for a long, long time. Next, my Harley that never gets ridden, 70 miles. It's literally a new bike with spider webs. It does still run, starts up just fine every time. But yeah, it needs to go, I think. And then we've got my really cheap $27,000 1957 Chevy Bel Air. And you may notice sitting over here is a box that says CVF. You guys probably know who CVF Racing is. I'm sure you guys have heard of them. Well, this is a unreleased serpentine belt setup with an air compressor. That's right, it means air conditioning. I worked out a sponsorship with CVF Racing, big shout out to them. Also worked out a sponsorship with Vintage Air. They're gonna be hooking us up with all the other components that we need to make this car an air-conditioned car. CVF Racing sponsored the serpentine belt setup, which is a brand new unreleased version. It's gonna look sick. They also sponsored the air compressor, and then Vintage Air is going to be sponsoring the rest of the air conditioning system for this car so that it has cold air. This car never gets driven. It's another one of those that I bought. I drove it daily for quite a while, but I'll be honest with you, the temperatures out here were hitting 106 degrees. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. We've got new door seals, we've got all LED lights, we've got new wheels, new tires. I mean, we've really put some work into this old car. Unfortunately, there just aren't a ton of views on the old 57. I didn't build my channel around old classic cars like this, so unfortunately, the majority of the people that watch my videos are just not all that interested in an old 57 Bel Air. But not to worry, I love this car, and obviously we've got some new parts for it. We will absolutely be coming back and doing videos on this car soon. And just like that, you got a rundown on literally everything going on. The video was primarily about the Tesla, but if you stuck around to the end because you're interested in seeing this crazy selection of cars, I appreciate it, because we have a lot of cars here, and I don't think I'm done yet. I'm still looking for some more. I still have the one that's somehow lost in South Carolina. I don't know if we'll ever get it. Will I get a refund? Is it going to show up flooded? I have no idea. But we got a lot of content coming, guys. I'm going to be very busy making videos for you guys. So stay tuned. If you see something you like, I guarantee you videos are coming. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.